Wow, we can go everywhere. Soldier's Peak, we could go there. That's a DLC thing, though. I should wait. Where should we... Let's take a look at... We got 4 places we can go. Let's go do Redcliffe first.
Yes.
Indeed.
Where do we go to Redcliffe? Redcliffe Village. That makes sense. And nothing stopped us on the way.
Look, can we talk for a moment? I need to tell you something. I should probably have told you earlier.
Well, by all means.
Well, let's see. How do I tell you this? We're almost at Redcliffe. Did I say how I know Al Eamon exactly?
I don't think so. I think you said he raised you? I don't remember that.
I'm a bastard. My mother was a serving girl at Redcliffe Castle, and she died when I was born.
No.
Al Eamon took me in and raised me before I was sent to the Chantry. The reason he did that was because, well, because my father was King Marek, which made Kaelin my half-brother, I suppose.
Huh. Doesn't that make you heir to the throne?
Maker's breath, I hope not. I don't think so. You don't think so, do you? I'm a bastard. And nobody even knows about me.
Well, so long as
I
you...
would have told you, but it never really meant anything to me. I was inconvenient, a possible threat to Kaelin's rule, and so they kept me secret. I'd never talked about it to anyone. Everyone who knew either resented me for it or they coddled me. Even Duncan kept me out of the fighting because of it. I didn't want you to know as long as possible. I'm sorry.
Well, I get it, honestly. Does Logain know? That's an important question.
Why wouldn't he? He was King Marek's best friend. I don't know if that means anything, though. I certainly never considered the idea that it might ever be important. Al Eamon eventually married a young woman from Orlais, despite all the problems it caused with the king so soon after the war. He loved her a great deal. Anyway, the new Arlessa resented the rumors which pegged me as the Arl's bastard. They weren't true, but of course they existed. The Arl didn't care, but she did. So off I was packed to the nearest monastery at age 10. Just as well. The Arlessa made sure the castle wasn't a home to me by that point. She despised me.
Huh. Did she know the truth?
She may have, but I think it's more likely that she feared the rumors might be true. I can't blame her for that.
Fair enough.
I remember I had an amulet with Andraste's holy symbol on it. The only thing I had of my mother's. I was so furious at being sent away, I tore it off and threw it at the wall. And it shattered. Stupid, stupid thing to do. The Owl came by the monastery a few times to see how I was, but I was stubborn. I hated it there and blamed him for everything. And eventually, he just stopped coming.
You were a kid, it's fine.
And raised my dogs. Or I may as well have been, the way I acted. But maybe all young bastards act like that, I don't know. All I know is that the Arl is a good man and well-loved by the people. He also was King Kaelin's uncle, so he has a personal motivation to see Logain pay for what he did.
Fair enough.
So there you have it. Now can we move on? And I'll just pretend you still think I'm some nobody who was too lucky to die with the rest of the Grey Wardens.
As you command, my prince. That's not really what you think.
No, I suppose not. I don't feel very lucky at all, to be honest.
Well, that was a fun revelation. I can't really do anything with that information.
I thought I saw travelers coming down the road, though I scarcely believed it. Have you come to help us?
Do you need help?
So you don't know? Has nobody out there heard?
Well, I happen at least. Heard what?
We're under attack. Monsters come out of the castle every night and attack us until dawn. Everyone's been fighting and dying.
Come out of the castle.
Everyone seems to agree that a blight is the perfect time to start killing each other. Marvelous, really.
We've no army to defend us. No Arl and no king to send us help. So many are dead. And those left are terrified they're next.
No Arl? What happened to Arl Eamon? What is going on?
He's deathly ill. And we don't even know if he's still alive. We haven't heard from the castle in days. I should take you to Ban Tegan. He's all that's holding us together. He'll want to see you.
Ban Tegan, Arl Eamon's brother. He's here.
Yes. It's not far, if you'll come with me.
If he's deathly ill inside of the place that keeps seemingly spawning all those demons or darkspawn, then I can't really think much. Nothing good's going on, right?
It's Thomas, yes? And who are these people with you? They are obviously not simple travelers.
No, my lord. They just arrived, and I thought you would want to see them.
Well done, Thomas. Greetings, friends. My name is Tegan, Ban of Rainersphere, brother to the Arl.
Nice to meet
I
you.
remember you, Ban Tegan. Though the last time we met, I was a lot younger and covered in mud.
Covered in mud? Alistair? It is you, isn't it? You're alive!
Only just.
This is wonderful news.
Still alive, yes. Though not for long if Tern Loghain has anything to say about it.
Indeed. Loghain would have us believe all Grey Wardens died along with my nephew, amongst other things.
You don't believe him?
What, that he pulled his men in order to save them? That Cailan risked everything in the name of glory? Hardly. Loghain calls the Grey Wardens traitors, murderers of the king. I don't believe it. It is an act of a desperate man. So you are a Grey Warden as well?
Indeed.
A pleasure to meet you. I wish it were under better circumstances.
Me too.
You're here to see my brother. Unfortunately, that might be a problem. Eamon is gravely ill.
I've heard.
No one has heard from the castle in days. No guards patrol the walls, and no one has responded to my shouts. The attack started a few nights ago. Evil things surged from the castle. We drove them back, but many perished during the assault.
Are you talking about darkspawn?
Some call them the Walking Dead. Decomposing corpses, returning to life with a hunger for human flesh. They hit again the next night. Each night they come, with greater numbers. With Cailan dead and Loghain starting a war over the throne, no one responds to my urgent calls for help. I have a feeling tonight's assault will be the worst yet. Alistair, I hate to ask, but I desperately need the help of you and your friends.
It isn't just up to me. Though the Grey Wardens don't stand much chance against Loghain without Arl Eamon.
Of course we'll help.
How pointless to help these villagers fight an impossible battle. One would think we had enough to contend with elsewhere.
Well, if we can find the source.
Thank you. This means more to me than you can guess. Thomas, please tell Murdoch what transpired. Then return to your post.
Yes, my lord.
Now then, there is much to do before night falls. I put 2 men in charge of the defense outside. Murdoch, the village mayor, is outside the chantry. Sir Perth, one of Eamon's knights, is just up the cliff at the windmill, watching the castle. You may discuss with them the preparations for the coming battle.
Fair enough.
Very well. Luck be with you, my friend.
Okay. And Morgan doesn't like us. Lovely. It's just like
Let
Astaria.
us pray.
Here, and wait for them.
We have
Sorry, am I bothering you? I'll try to be more quiet.
No, you're fine. Why are you crying?
Those things dragged my mother away. I don't know what happened to her, but I hear her screaming all the time, everywhere.
How terrible, you poor thing. I wish there was something we could do to help.
And now my brother Bevan, he ran off. I don't know where he is. I'm so scared they got him too.
They dragged her away? They didn't kill her? I'll look for him.
You will? Thank you so much. Please find him. I just hope
I mean,
he'll
okay.
be all right.
Fair.
So many have already died.
Wasn't given any hint as to
Walking corpses.
where they could be.
Do you think it's something?
You know, we don't have the memory meter, and their numbers just keep growing each night.
Okay, you got
No
interrupted.
sign of them coming back from the castle, Murdoch.
Hey, Murdoch.
So you're the Grey Warden, are you? I heard they all died with the king.
All but 2 that I am aware of. Could be a ghost, you never know. You heard wrong.
So you say? A damn Qunari could walk up and say he was a Grey Warden. I wouldn't know the difference. We aren't gonna turn aside anyone who wants to help, though. Don't take me for being an ingrate or nothing.
Well, we do want to help however we can. You can trust us.
Name's Murdoch, mayor of what's left of the village, providing we aren't all killed and hauled off to the castle tonight.
Have faith. We will defeat this evil together.
I hope you're right. I've been trying to hold us together, but it isn't easy. Anyhow, you're here, and they tell me you're in charge.
I am. How's morale?
Morale's about what you'd expect. These men aren't soldiers. They're villagers defending their homes, and they're frightened. It would help if we had decent equipment. There weren't enough swords in Owen's shop. The men's armor is nearly falling off. I don't think we're in any shape to fight. We'll do our best, of course, but, well, I have my doubts. I just hope I'm alive tomorrow morning.
Yeah, that's about what I thought. You probably know how to help, I can, I'll try that again. You probably know how it can help better than I know how I can help.
We need what little armor and weapons we got repaired, and quickly, or half of us will be fighting without either. Owen's the only blacksmith who can do it, but the stubborn fool refuses to even talk. If we're to be ready for tonight, we'll need that crotchety bastard's help.
Fair enough. Why does he refuse to talk to us?
His daughter, Valena, is one of the Alessa's maids, so he hasn't heard from her since this whole business started. He demanded we attack the castle, break down the gate, and force our way in. I said it was impossible, but he wouldn't listen. He's locked himself in the smithy now. I can't force him to do repairs. He said he'd rather die first.
And he's our only option?
Not by nightfall, and not well enough that I'd be happy to test it in combat. If there were others, don't you think I'd ask them?
Fair enough. Anything else?
We could use some extra bodies. Having a veteran like Dwin in the militia would help a lot, but he flat out refuses.
Elaborate?
He's a trader, a dwarf, lives near the lake. Locked himself up in his home with some of his workers, he has. Says he doesn't need any of us. We could use somebody with his fighting experience, but he won't come out.
Let's see what I can talk about.
Shouldn't you be trying to reason with Owen?
Yeah. I got some questions.
Oh? Ask away.
I don't really care about any of these. Tell me about what's happened here.
Don't rightly know. We heard the Arl was sick and getting worse, but after a while we heard nothing at all. A few folks went up to the castle to see what was going on. They couldn't get in. Nobody was there, not a soul. And then those horrid creatures attacked the village. They were everywhere, people dying. It was awful. Good thing Ban Tegan was here.
So, I don't know what Eamon is, like in the hierarchy, like a king or a noble or something. Regardless, he's like a high authority. You heard he was sick, like really sick. And then soon after, probably just a couple days, we start seeing zombies. There's a connection there I can make, but I don't want to make any accusations. Do you know anything about his illness?
No. I know the Arlessa sent the Knights out for a cure. You can ask Sir Perth about it. He was one of them.
Alright, carry on.
Right. Let's hope we see morning.
I think the blacksmith is probably a better idea. Chantry, tavern, smithy. Over here. He's probably a better idea to... What was that? Yes, he's probably a better idea to get our help, to get help from than Owen. Dwyn, that's his name. What is that rumbling sound? If the door is locked, can I just...
Go away. Curse you. Leave me in peace. You've already taken everything out of my stores. There's nothing left.
I need to speak to you.
Huh? Who is that? What do you want? I've been through enough.
I'd like to not speak through a door, if possible.
All right, all right. Let me undo the locks. All I ask is that you don't make any trouble.
Okay. I was gonna open the door myself. Good you saved me the trouble.
Make his breath. What is that smell? It's like someone set a brewery on fire.
Somebody's been drinking.
So I let you in. You wanted to talk. Now we're talking. Mind telling me who you are?
Call me Elsa.
Funny, you didn't sound like an elf through the door. Can't say I expected that.
Something wrong with me being an elf?
My name's Owen, though you might already know that. Care to join me as I get besotted? Or is there something in particular you wanted?
I'll just be direct with you. The militia needs your help, my dude.
Why should I help Murdoch when he won't help me? My girl, Velena, is one of the Alessa's maids and she's trapped up there in the castle, but the mayor won't send anyone for her. She's been my life since my wife passed on 2 years ago. Now she's dead, or soon to be. I don't care what happens to me or the village, or anyone!
They're coming from the castle, right? The zombies? And we're fighting the zombies. I do wonder why no one is going there in the day. Why no one has done that. But regardless, I'm gonna.
It'd do me the world of good to think maybe someone like you could go in and find her. Provided any of us live through the night.
I mean... we can only do that if you help us.
If you look for Velena, I'll reopen the smithy and make some repairs for the militia. I can do that much.
Okay, that's all it took. I'll do my best.
Not good enough. Murdoch said the same damn thing, and I didn't believe him either.
You were asking a great deal, you wretched little man.
I want to promise. Promise me that you'll look for her. That you'll bring her back to me if you can.
Stopping me from lying to you. I mean, let's not say that. I'll promise I'll do anything in my ability.
I'll accept that. It's something to hope for, at least.
Oh, lovely. Shall we next begin rescuing kittens from trees?
Right then. It seems I have some work to do relighting the forge, and I suppose I'll have to find some iron. Maybe at the mill. Oh, Murdoch just better send his men here as soon as possible if I'm gonna get to all these repairs and get them done by nightfall. If you need anything done, well, just let me know. I've got a lot to do now, so you'll have to excuse me.
Alright. And Morgan just is a Debbie Downer all the time, isn't she? Caitlin's home is marked on the map. So should I go there? Is this where he is? Not Dwyn, but... Any hints as to where Caitlin's brother is? No, but there is a bus. Ah. That's fine.
I have a good feeling about tonight.
Alright. Near the lake, you say? This is the lake.
Your mother is Flemeth, a witch of the Kokari Wilds.
They also say that washing your feet in winter makes you catch cold in the head, but we all know that is not true. But sometimes they are right. And they are right in this.
You know the stories about...
Of course. You think my mother would let me go without telling me all the stories of her youth?
My mother told me stories too. She was the one who kindled my love of the old tales and legends.
My mother's stories curdled my blood and haunted my dreams. No little girl wants to hear about the wilder men her mother took to her bed, using them until they were spent, then killing them. No little girl wants to be told that this is also expected of her once she comes of age.
I see.
No, you don't. You really don't.
Well, you're fun.
So let's talk about your mother for a moment.
I'd rather talk about your mother.
Well, there's nothing to talk about. And besides, isn't your mother a scary witch who lives in the middle of the forest? Much more interesting.
To you, perhaps. You would find the moss growing upon a stone interesting.
You know what's more interesting than that? Apostates, mages outside of the tower. That's illegal, you know.
You did not read that in a book somewhere, did you? I hope the small letters did not strain you overmuch.
Oh, we could not talk about your mother. That works for me.
I'm a mage outside the tower. And it's of vague legality, actually, now I think about it. Gwyn's home.
Of course.
Looks as if looks as if it has been recently repaired. Hello? That's not knocking. You were just punching the door. Hey. No one answers your call. Okay. Well, you forced my hand. Lock pick. Fail to pick the lock and it is now hopelessly jammed. God, I wanted to, break it open.
Wonderful. Intruders. I hope you have a good reason for breaking and entering into my home.
Well, they tried. I said hello, I knocked on the door, and you ignored me. How dare you? Talking to a mage, care to rephrase? I could fireball this entire house.
You know what? In the interest of keeping my face from bursting into flame, I think I will.
That's what I
Name's
thought.
Dwyn. Pleased to meet you. Now, kindly tell me why you're here.
You see, Murdoch.
So what? You recruiting for him? I'll tell you what I told Murdoch. I'm not risking my neck for this town.
But you're in the town. So it kind of matters. If you're going to be here by night, you might as well. Chances are better out here than in here.
Thanks. But I'll take my chances in here. Everyone, I'll throw in with the militia.
What? Okay, I'll assume that was just an audio glitch. I can't change your mind?
Maybe. Let's hear what you've got.
Alright, Put in a good word for you.
And what good would that do me? The Jarl's probably dead. I couldn't care less what Tegan thinks of me. What else you got?
I'm not paying this guy. Alright, intimidation. I'll cut off your head if you don't.
So, that's what it comes down to, huh? Fine. I'll go. If you want me out there so badly.
Too late. Thank you.
Don't thank me. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this because of you.
That's
Go tell Murdoch
fair.
he won. And I better see you out there in the square when those creatures come.
Okay. Gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. Can I loot this place? I am not playing as the right person. There we go. Ah, there's nothing to loot. Alright. Why did we need to speak to Perth? I forget. I can't remember. But we got everyone.
The repairs are underway surprisingly quickly, considering how drunk Owen is. We may just make it.
I still need to talk to... I'd like to talk about Dwyn.
Thanks for persuading him to come out here. He's going to be a great help. I just know it.
Okay. I want to discuss something else.
There's not much time before sundown.
I need to speak to Perth.
You'll find him and his men at the mill by the bridge, to the north.
Mill by the bridge.
I have a good feeling about tonight.
Alright, to the north. By the mill. Which I believe is over here, right? Yeah. So north, but mostly east. And it's up there.
There are many great tales of lost kings who return to their lands to reign in glory.
I am not lost, nor for that matter, a king. And there's nothing glorious about me.
You are Merrick's son. You are the rightful king of Ferelden.
I am the son of a star-struck maid and an indiscreet man who just happened to be king. Look, I can't be king. Some days I have trouble figuring out which boot goes on which foot.
Complete fools are made leaders of kingdoms all the time. And you're not a complete fool.
What an utter relief.
And don't worry about the boots. Kings don't need to dress themselves. That's what advisors are for, isn't it?
And star-struck maids, apparently.
Well, that's fun. Let me up. Okay. Alright, Perth. As soon as I figure out how to go up steps, there we go. We need to talk.
Greetings, Grey Warden. I am as relieved as Ban Tegan is to see you here. I must admit, I do not know how to address an elf in your position. I do not wish to be rude.
Call me Ulset if you would.
As you wish, and thank you kindly. I am Sir Perth, until recently in direct service of Arl Eamon of Redcliffe. For now my charge is defending the village from these evil assaults. Would that I had chosen not to seek out the urn of sacred ashes. Perhaps I would have fended off whatever evil befell the castle, or perhaps I would be dead. Ah well, with the Grey Warden aiding our defense, perhaps all is not lost.
Is there anything I can do to help?
We have sufficient armor and weapons, but my knights are too few to stand against the monsters without assistance.
I'm assistance.
Perhaps you could approach Mother Hannah in the Chantry for some holy protection against these evil creatures.
Suppose.
Otherwise, I do not know what else you could provide beyond your own talents. We're as prepared for the onslaught as we could possibly be, all things considered.
I'll see what I can do.
That gladdens my heart to hear it.
Is there anything else you need, though?
No, nothing comes to mind. If you have not spoken to the mayor, Murdoch, you should. His militia is far more in need of aid than we are.
Alright, fair enough. Actually, let's wear out your dialogue.
Ask me whatever you wish.
Mention something about an urn?
When the arm into the sick, we were at a loss. Nothing worked to cure him, and he just kept getting worse. Finally, our lesser Isolde came up with a plan. The Urn of Sacred Ashes is a legendary artifact said to hold great healing powers. If found, it might save him.
They say the followers of Andraste smuggled her ashes out of Tevinter and hid them in Ferelden. The urn's never been heard of since.
We knights volunteered to seek it out. Few of us have returned. Many are still out there, unaware of what is happening here.
Alright. And why did the Arlessa believe anyone can find the urn?
The Jarl once employed a scholar, Brother Genetivi. He had proof the urn was in Ferelden, or so I was told.
And what was the Arl sick with exactly?
We were never certain. He thirsted for water and then grew weaker and weaker. He brought in a mage, but even that did nothing. The Arlessa believed he was cursed and that we needed the power of Andraste herself, or he would surely perish.
So the knights left the castle defenseless?
Not at all. A great number of soldiers remained in Castle Redcliffe. I wonder if they perished there, and were transformed into these things.
Yeah.
The thought chills my blood.
Can no one find the other knights and bring them back?
Eventually, perhaps. The ones I have here were those near enough to recall within the last few days. I only returned myself because I was passing by Redcliffe and heard the news of strange attacks.
Alright, carry on.
As you wish, Grey Warden. Make a watch over you.
Alright, so
Word from the castle.
we need to go speak to the Chantry then. And we need to speak to you.
You are of elven blood and a stranger, yet you defend a home that is not your own. We are grateful for that.
Is there a reason I shouldn't help?
Many elves claim we wouldn't do the same in return.
I mean,
I would like to think that is not true, but I cannot speak for all.
I don't think many
Allow
people
me to
would.
introduce myself. I am revered Mother Hannah, head of this chantry, which for the moment is a place of refuge for these poor villagers.
How awful this must be for you all. Is this everyone who's left?
All those who cannot defend themselves, yes. They are terrified of tonight's attack, and I fear these walls will not keep them safe. What can I do to help with your task?
Sir Perth needs holy protection.
I have done all I can for them. I pray for them each night and seek the Maker's forgiveness for their sins before they face their deaths. What Sir Perth seeks is something that is not in my power to give.
Well, that's a shame. You're not praying hard enough. What do you mean?
Sir Perth believes that I can protect them against these creatures, a shield only the Maker can provide, and that I withhold this power.
Well, can't you just tell him the Maker will watch over him? Morale is a powerful thing, you know.
Right.
You mean you want me to let them think the Maker protects them in a real sense? I will not lie to them like that.
Do it anyway.
I suppose their belief in the Maker's power could inspire them, but it just seems like trickery. Very well. If it keeps them alive, I will do what I must. I have a number of silver-cast holy symbols. Tell Sir Perth that he can have them, and that wearing them will confer the Maker's protection. Now please, let me tend to these poor folk. I must do what I can, and I suggest you do the same.
Very well. So now we're gonna go talk to Perth.
Very well.
Fulfill that third objective. And I wonder if I can do the Caitlyn quest. That was... Why did I walk in front of those archers? That was silly of me. Hello.
The Knights of Redcliffe are ready to fight at your disposal.
Said you wanted holy protection?
Have you spoken to the revered mother? Has she offered anything?
She has some holy amulets.
Must we do this? The faith that will protect these men must come from their heart, surely.
If they are the same as the symbols worn by their priests, well, that would more than suffice.
Glad I could help.
I will send some men to collect the amulets. Please give my regards to Mother Hannah for seeing some sense at last.
Alright.
As you wish, Grey Warden. Make a watch over you.
Surely there's a reason I can go inside Caitlin's house, right? Did I miss something before? Oh, what the? Hello?
Go away. This isn't your home. This is my home. My home, you hear me?
Bevan?
How do you know my name?
I can read minds, you know. Caitlin's friend.
Did she tell you to take me back to the Chantry? Don't make me go back there. I hate that place. I hate it.
It's not safe in there, you know?
I know, but I don't want to be in the Chantry. Everybody's scared. But they tell me I shouldn't be scared. And they tell me I shouldn't be sad that Mother died.
They tell you that?
I don't want to be sad. I'm brave. I'm going to be a hero. I'm going to fight them off. I will.
Inside a dresser.
No. I just heard you coming, and I guess that's not very brave of me, is it? I'll come out now.
Hello.
All right. I came out. You won't hurt me. Will you? I'll go back to the Chantry if you really want.
Well, I do really want. Sister's looking for you, you know?
I just didn't want to be at the Chantry anymore. Everyone's scared, and I want to be brave.
Go back to your sister, then.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Well, that's that. Taken care of.
Of course.
Good thing I'm thorough. Hello, Caitlin.
Bevan said you were the one who found him. I can't possibly repay you.
Just stay safe.
The Maker sent you. I just know it. Thank you again.
Alright. I don't get a reward for it, but that's fine. Is there anything else I can do? Alright, Murdoch.
The repairs are underway surprisingly quickly, considering how drunk Owen is. We may just make it.
How's morale?
The men's spirits are high for now. Far better than I expected, to be honest. Dwin's presence makes the men a bit more confident. It helps to know a veteran is on our side tonight. Since you convinced Owen to start repairs, we're pretty well armed now. That is a relief, let me tell you. Overall, I'd say the militia's very ready to fight. Never thought I'd say that, but there you go.
Fantastic.
Is there anything else?
I guess I'm ready as I'll ever be.
Are you sure? There's still time left if you need to talk with Sir Perth or do anything else.
I've spoken to Perth. I don't think there's any other side quests I should do. I'll give the town another once-over.
I have a good feeling about tonight. The repairs are underway surprisingly quickly, considering how drunk Owen is. We may just make it.
Let's wait for sundown.
Are you sure? There's still time left if you need to talk with Sir Perth or do anything else.
Nah, I'm ready. As I'll ever be.
Then good luck to you. You'll need it.